Well, good morning. Welcome to another Wednesday's Word. Today we're looking at the book of Hebrews. We've also been reading the book of Ezekiel if you're following the same reading plan with the Daily Audio Bible. Ezekiel, there's a lot going on, and I'm not going to get into all of it on this video. I'll put some resources in the email that I send out. And if you're not a part of that, just put your name in the comments or hit me up in a message and I can get you subscribed to that. We're rebuilding the website pretty soon. It'll be a little easier to subscribe. But in Hebrews, we see that the goal of life is to serve the living God. And everything Jesus did, the whole sacrificial system, what it's pointing to, is designed to get us there. And so it talks about how in the past we had to bring sacrifices of blood and goats and bulls. And that kind of ties into Ezekiel, where they're bringing all these different sacrifices. They were trying to appease God, find satisfaction in life. And what they were doing in Ezekiel's time was following all these other gods. When God brought them out of Egypt, they followed the gods of Egypt. They followed the gods of the people in Canaan. They sacrificed their kids to Moloch. And all these things were designed to get them a sense of what's right in the universe, that I'm at harmony and I'm at peace, I'm safe. And it's nothing that we could ever do. And today we still have people who are striving after that. We don't have people sacrificing kids to Moloch, but instead we have people sacrificing kids to the altar of sports, sometimes through abortion so that they can feel safe. All these different things that we're doing with our bodies and with our lives and with our money, it's sacrifices to concepts that we can't follow, that can't make our lives feel at peace and we can't feel safe. And so that's where Jesus comes in. Jesus comes in and he's the perfect priest, but he's also the perfect sacrifice. And so Jesus doesn't come in as the perfect priest and say, here's the great bull, I'm going to do all the sacrifices for you. He himself becomes a sacrifice. And now, at the end of the passage we read in Hebrews, which is Hebrews chapter 9, he says that because of Jesus, we're clean. We're presented before God without blemish. And the goal of all this is that we can serve the living God. And that's one of the things we often miss in Christianity. We love the fact that Jesus died for us, that we're saved, that we're clean, that we're unblemished. But we often think that Jesus made us clean so that we can serve ourselves. And that's not what it is. It's not that we're clean so we can serve our families or our communities. We're clean so we can serve the living God. And serving our communities and our churches and our world is a subset of that, but it's all under the canopy of serving the living God. And I think we miss that. I think we serve lesser things, and that's why it's so easy to fall into lesser worship. We worship family because we want to serve family. We worship money because we want money to serve us. But if we worship God and we serve the living God, that keeps the bar so high and our goals so lofty and also our resources lofty. It's not that God gives us this giant challenge and then says, well, good luck with that, you're on your own. What he's saying is, I've got you, I'm with you, I've made you clean and perfect. Now serve me, love me. You're being brought into the court of a king. I think in America, it's very easy to think, oh, the king wants us to serve us. That feels oppressive. Put yourself back a few millennia to when this was written. And this wasn't the time of the Bible writing, but what comes to my mind is the Knights of the Round Table. You had a king who was portrayed as loving and just, and this table that had these seats where guys would sit, and they'd be invited into the circle of friendship and of battle and of brotherhood, where they were serving this greater good. And there was one place, the Siege Perilous, where no one knew who could sit there, and it was a battle. It was a challenge. Who could dare sit at that seat? And in the Arthurian legends, it was finally Sir Galahad who was worthy. But just have that idea where you've got God who's inviting you into the circle of fellowship where there's community and challenge and mission. And the question is, oh, how dare God want me to serve him? The real question and the real emotion should be, and it can be, how honored I am. How could God choose me? One of the Arthurian legends, there was just a kitchen boy. They called him Big Hands. I forget the old English word for that, belonghez or something like that. He was just a big-handed, clumsy kid who worked in the kitchen, and he ended up growing into his strength and became Sir Percival, one of the guys who found the Holy Grail, where Arthur took this awkward, gangly guy and brought him into that circle, put him at the round table. Not know why I'm going off on all these geeky tangents, but hopefully you get my point. The point is not that we are these scattered, separate, awkward people that one-on-one we're reconciled to God and in heaven everything will be okay. Today, you have a seat at the table. Today, you're invited into adventure. It starts today. And that's what Jesus died for. Not just so that you can feel good about yourself, but so that you can be clean, unblemished, and serve the living God. All right, that's all I got for today. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat or contact me. Have a great week.